Welcome everybody to yet again another exciting edition of the MOS. That is the Madiba official show. I am the Madiba official. It's time to bring the latest news happening in Ghana football. And please help us by subscribing to this channel. Click on that subscribe button below the screen. And after you are done, click on that subscribe button. Please turn on the bell. So in case of any new video, you'll be notified as soon as possible. Don't forget, this channel always updates you with news happening in Ghana football, whether it being that of the Ghana Premier League, the Black Stars, players, and what have you. My dear, the channel for you is the Madiba official channel. All that you have to do is just to click on the subscribe button, sit down, relax, and enjoy as we update you with the happenings in Ghana football. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Now let's delve into today's issues. We start today's update from the camp of the Continental Club Masters. They never say that until the bones are rotten club, and their coach Zlatko Matic is still confident of them winning the Ghana Premier League despite the team losing their foot on the Ghana Premier League table. They lost their last league game by a goal to nil against Real Tamale United. It was one of their former players, Manaf Umar, that scored a potential goal of the season contender in that game. But the coach is still confident that other folk will be winning the Ghana Premier League come the end of the season, despite the team confident of other folk winning the Ghana Premier League, despite the team down on the league table after their defeat to RTU. The team is now currently lying sixth on the league table. They were third on the league table coming into the weekend matches, but after their defeat, they are now sixth with 6 points below the current league leaders. But the coach is still confident of the team winning the Ghana Premier League. Let's move on into the camp of the arch rivals. And the current second top scorer in the Ghana Premier League is Stephen Dese Mukwala. And according to the player himself, he's trying his best to make sure that he will improve on himself because he thinks he can do better than what he's currently doing for Asante Kotoko in the Ghana Premier League. Don't forget that Stephen Dese Mukwala has scored 4 goals in his last 2 matches at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. And as a matter of fact, in his last 4 matches in the Ghana Premier League, Mukwala has some 5 goals to show for. But despite everything that he has been able to do for himself this season in the Ghana Premier League, the player is still saying that there's more room for improvement and that he will do everything within his mind to make sure that he will improve and help the club to win the Ghana Premier League. Kamaldeen Sulemana is a player of the Black Stars. He's 20 years of age, and he last played in the friendly arm for Stade Rennais when he moved from North in the Danish League into the friendly arm. And according to him, that decision that he took was a very difficult one, and it was a risk that he took himself, but he doesn't regret ever taking that decision to move from Denmark to the friendly arm to play for Stade Rennais. Last season, he had a very good season, but this is because of injuries. We didn't see the best of him in the colours of Stade Rennais before his move from Rennais to that is Southampton in the English Premier League. Michael Essien, the former player for Chelsea, former player for Real Madrid, he has played for numerous clubs in Europe, and also he played for the Black Stars of Ghana. Christian Achu Kasam, we all know what he is currently going through. He was part of the player contingent or the people that fell that earthquake disaster in Turkey. And Michael Essien has taken to Twitter to wish his former teammate in the Black Stars and also Chelsea a speedy recovery. Essien tweeted that get well soon, my brother. Let's move on into some more updates, and we move on into the camp of the current poster boy of the Black Stars, and he's none other than Kudus Mohammed. And news coming in from the camp of Kudus Mohammed is that after the board of Ayas decided to part with Alfred Schroeder, the new coach John Heitinga decided to give him the freedom. And that's coming from a former player of Real Madrid, Rafael van der Vaart. He's saying that the player needs all the freedom that he deserves because he thinks Kudus Mohammed can do better when he is allowed to operate within whatever region that you want to operate on the field of play. So according to Rafael van der Vaart, John Heitinga should give Kudus Mohammed the freedom for him to maneuver and meander his way on the field of play. Still in the camp of Kudus Mohammed and Rafael van der Vaart have talked plenty about this young fella. And according to Rafael van der Vaart, he had a conversation with the former sporting director of Ajax, and that's Mark Overmars. And what Mark Overmars told him about Kudus Mohammed is that he is a 100 million euros player. He is not less than that. So if any bid is to come in for Kudus, it should be in the region of 100 million euros. And according to him, that he is the current best player that Ajax Amsterdam have. No other player in the team is to be compared to Kudus. Not the likes of Luis Campos, not the likes of Brian Brobbey. None other player in the team can be compared to Kudus Mohammed. The MTN FA Cup draw was made today, that is 7th day of February 2023, and Kotoko is to face Diana Stars in the round of 16 of the MTN FA Cup. Kotoko defeated Benam FC in the last round of 32, and now they are going to play against the current leaders of the Ghana Premier League, that is Diana Stars, in the next round of fixtures in the MTN FA Cup. George Akwesi Afie was one of the contestants or one of the people that competed for the vacant GFA position when Kwesi Ntachi was ousted in the NAS expose. And this time around, we are barely, that is 7 months before the tenure of Kurt Okreku is over. But according to George Akwesi Afie, he is still undecided as to whether he will be competing in the next election. According to him, whatever that Kurt has done is there for everybody to see. So if they think that what Kurt Okreku has done merited or warrants for him to be retained as the next president of the FA, the people that will vote during the Congress are there to decide. So he has left everything in the hands of the delegates that will be voting in the next elections. Still in the news happening currently in Ghana football, after Kamaldeen Sulemana left Star Rennes to join, that is Southampton, in the English Premier League. Report that we gathered was that he joined Southampton because of his friend, his Black Stars colleague, Mohammed Salisu. But according to Kamaldeen Sulemana, he joined Southampton on his own accord. He made his own decision. And before taking that decision, he never had Mohammed Salisu in mind. He decided to go and play for Southampton. Despite the interest that Everton had in him, he thought where he can be able to develop was Southampton, and he will make sure that he, alongside his colleagues, will do everything to help Southampton stay in the English Premier League. Let's get into some transfer news. And Kotoko are looking forward to getting the signature of Cameroonian international. He played in the 2021 CHAN tournament, and the player I'm talking about is Charles Banga Binjeme. Solomon Charles Banga Binjeme. He's a player that is currently in the books of Al Hilal of Sudan. He was bought from the Moroccan club Difa El Jadida, but after his tenure or his stint at Al Hilal wasn't all that fruitful, he was loaned back to the Moroccan club Difa El Jadida. He went there and he couldn't get a spot in the lineup of Difa El Jadida, so they sent him back into Al Hilal, the parent club. But Al Hilal also declined, and they have now decided to loan him into Ghana to play for Asante Kotoko. So Benoit Solomon Charles Banga Binjeme will be playing for Kotoko in the second round of the Ghana Premier League. If you can remember, last time I told you Kotoko is looking forward to signing 2 players, and one of them is Solomon. And after Solomon, they will be bringing in another player before the transfer window closes in the Ghana Premier League. This is where